Welcome back to my channel. This is Kathie at Beyond 60, and happy holidays to all of you. Today I'm going to do my third showing of Jane Iredale's new products that she has added this year, and today's going to be her holiday collection. And I think you guys will find it exciting, just like all the rest of them. I know I have a lot of Jane Iredale fans out there that have been waiting for some of these. So let's get with it. Okay, I'm back. Let me show you what we're going to do today. This is their new holiday that's called Finishing Touches, and it has your bronzers, 2 shades in your bronzers, your blushers, and your highlighters. And these can also be used on the eyes. And then the other part of this collection is this has got this gorgeous red lip gloss in her famous Hydro Pure that she introduced this year, and it's wonderful even for more mature skins. I just wasn't going to use it or carry it until they sent me a tube, and I thought, I have just sold so much. This is a sample of our new primer, and this of course is our Beyond Lash Mascara that we'll be all using today. So let's get started. And I gotta tell you guys something. I've had the craziest days. I did this video on Saturday and it was so horrendous. I think if I would have posted it, you guys would have all quit me. But it was awful. It wasn't so much my face, it was me trying to put on warm eyeshadows. It just doesn't work. And I just, oh my God, did I have a mess. And I went back to edit that and I thought, I can't do this. I know I spent a long time, but I can't do this. And I think that's a lot of problems that people have is, you know, as we do get older, we have different colors going on in our eyes. And even though I used that day a concealer and a powder, oh boy, those colors just changed on me so much. So let's get started, and I'll kind of keep you abreast of what went on and what was my experiences and what I think I need to teach you guys. So this is me with just my skincare on. I'm going to apply Jane Iredale's. We've got a couple of them. We've got 3 of them, in fact. I'm knocking things off my desk. And one is illuminating, and one is brightening, and of course one is for oil-free skin. So the one that I'm going to be using today is the illuminating. And there's a method to my madness. I love this. It's just so nice, and I want it just all over. Because today, like I had promised you, I've been trying to show you the different foundations. And the one that I'm going to use today is called Beyond Matte. And that was another one that I thought, you know, I don't know if I have the clientele that's going to like a matte. So I was very unsure because, you know, my clientele is more mature and so forth. But then I saw Sean, who's Jane Iredale's fabulous makeup artist, international one, and he used it on several plus, you know, over 60 women. And it was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So I've been playing with it, and you'll see that today. So after today, there's one other one that I need to show you, and that's our tint. But I want to let you see how this looks on our skin, on more mature skin. And again, I used the illuminating primer. So I'm going to let this just get nice and set in. The other thing that I'm going to do right now, the other day I used Jane Iredale's concealer, and let's see. Oh, and I didn't get quite a good enough, it wasn't holding the color enough. So today I'm going to use, I'm going to use my Youngblood Stay Put, or most of the time I will use my MAC MAC Paint Pot. Jane is redoing, she has several concealers, but she's redoing her lid primer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint this all over, and I'm going to continue it out here. I have used this for over 25 years. I still carry a little bit of Youngblood, and so I'm just kind of carrying it down here a little bit. We'll get the eye done. And I mean, there are so many wonderful primers, even drugstore. I've got so many different ones that I have tried, that I've heard from YouTubers that, you know, it was good and it was affordable. And since Jane Iredale's been out, and the one that I would have, the concealer that I would have sold to everybody, we've had, and it's called Enlighten Plus, and it's a great concealer, but it's got an apparatus problem. And I'll tell you, those pumps, I've had to send everyone back. I got one more in. They're redoing that also. Not only her, I've had a lot of my companies have problems with their packaging. So I'm just kind of working this in. And I want to give it a good time to set. So we've got plenty to do on this old mug. I also like to put it around my lips. And it works kind of, it lightens them. But my lips, you know, as you start getting older, your vermilion gets a little bumpy. Is that, for lack of a better word, we'll call it bumpy. So I like to just set that so when my pencil goes on, it's in good shape. So I'm going to let this set for just a sec. And I'll tell you, I went, this is the craziest story. We're letting this kind of set. I just came to a real realization. I love eyeshadows. I love eyeshadow palettes. And every day I like to do a different look. You know, it's just fun. It's just something to play with. And my eyes aren't too bad anymore, and my skin's half decent. But I decided that for my Christmas gift that I was going to buy a, quote, Tom Ford palette. They're $95. They're beautiful. And the colors had all the colors that would go with my hazel eyes. And I got it. It was on back order for so long because they were out of stock. So I got it, and I tried using it yesterday morning. It was a hot mess. I had more shadow on my face than I did on my eyes, and you couldn't get it on there. And I tried it with the applicators. I tried it with sponges and fingers and brushes. It was a mess. So I thought, okay, so I took it back. And I don't take things back. I always find a home for it. I have a granddaughter that loves everything. And I always have lots of friends or my clients or something. But, oh my God. So I went to Sephora. And first of all, I want to say those girls are beautiful there. And they're so nice and they're so young. But they don't know what to do with me or with anybody my age. They really do need to add someone a little older in there that can help. I just feel, and you guys, tell me what you feel down below in your comments. I feel that anybody over about 50, 55 is left out in the cold. You don't see any models. You don't see any YouTubers doing anybody any younger. I have gone up to and searched on YouTube for people doing makeup like myself over 70. I don't find any. I found a few. I love Wayne Goss because he really appreciates the mature woman. I have Nicole Johnson and of course Michelle Sperling. I always say her name wrong. They really address the baby boomers and mature makeup. You're not finding mature makeup on a 30-year-old face. And I know so many of those people are so beautiful and they have, you know, so much PR sent to them, but it doesn't address truly mature skin. I just wonder, now think about this. If you know of a YouTube channel that I don't know about, please leave it down below because I would love to follow them. I'm desperate. My favorite people to follow are European makeup artists because they do everything. They're so authentic. They don't have blowfish lips and lashes where you can't even see their eyes, you know, that just look like Minnie Mouse type stuff. That's just not where I want to go. I'm a teacher and I just feel good about being my age and being authentic and not being loaded up with fillers and Botox. So please, I want to learn more. I want to reach out to these people that really appreciate the older woman's makeup. And can you imagine a big company sending PR to me at 71? I don't think that's going to ever happen. But anyway, let's get going. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put, now this comes in, this is a, like this, whatever you call that thing. It now comes in a pump because this isn't, I don't like this, but this was one of the first ones I got in as a tester. So now you can do two things. What's beautiful about this foundation, which I already did, is I used a primer, but you don't need to do a primer. You can take a sponge, and this is Jane Iredale's sponge, and you can work it on. And it all depends what your coverage is. You know, you're going to use, do you want this, if you've got really oily skin, it's going to work by cutting down on the oils because this is a skincare makeup also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a coat on right now. And the reason is, let me get my brush here. I want to go back. I absorb color and it changes and so forth. Is I want to go back after we've gotten my eyes done and add a little bit more, and then we can really see the coverage. I always start here. And I'm using shade 7. I have medium, light to medium skin. It's neutral. And then after I work it in here, then I go back and I work it in here. I don't start here because I want the least amount of foundation in those lines. And you know, sometimes when you're putting them in with your fingers, you're really driving those in. So you just less is more right here. And so I'm going to let this set, and I'm going to save that beautiful palette, the finishing touches, till after I get my eyes done. And I'm going to be using today one of her new eye palettes. I'm also going to use her new eye pencil. And let me find it. Let's forget that part. I think a lot of you just swore about brow pencils. This is fantastic. She's come out with 2 different types of brow pencils. She's come out with this one, and if you can see, I find my camera here. This has got a tapered end, and it's wider in the middle, and then it's fine. And then she has the traditional one with the thin lead. And then, of course, she's got this on the other side. Now, the problems that I had with the thin lead is I had to fill in so much that I would break it. So it would last me about 3 weeks, and that was very frustrating. So I had found another company that was shaped like this, but I love this shape because, you know, I've got Dr. Spock eyebrows, so I need to bring them down and kind of do a lot of fill in. So let's get, and then she also came out with her new brow gel. But the exciting thing about her new pencil brow set products is that she came out with one called, we've got traditional blonde. I was always having trouble with blonde because blonde had red in it. And with my silver-haired people, it would have a tendency to not. So usually what I did is I picked out an eyeshadow color for them to match so it didn't look so crazy with their silver hair. But she came out with an ash blonde, and I'll tell you what, it is absolutely gorgeous. I had a client in here the other day that had beautiful brows, but she had silver in them, and you know, we get them laminated and we get them dyed, but they come back real quick. So I just applied that. It covered that silver beautiful. So look into that if you're searching, because it's been making me crazy trying to find the right kind of brow. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to try not to hold you guys up. And what I do is I take the thin part and then the fat part, so you can just kind of switch it back and forth. The pigment is wonderful. And then I can turn it where the fat part and kind of fill this in. And that's what the problem was I was having with the smaller leads, is when you start filling it in, you use a lot more product. And you know, you ready to buy another pen in a couple weeks, so there, you know, wasn't user friendly. So let me work these up. Okay, and I always have to take a little bit, I have to drop down my arch. And I want to keep it And normally I don't like to do my brows on camera, but I wanted to show you these new brow pencils and brow gel from Jane Iredale. So let's get this. This one is a little sparse, so I need to draw some hair in here. But I'll show you a little trick that I discovered. And I usually with my clients, that's a problem. I'd say 9 out of 10 people have one eyebrow that's about 1/4 inch off. And I just think it's the way we see, and we try to do our own. I always do my clients on the bed, so I'm looking over them, and I can tell the shape much, much better. Okay, so let's get this. I kind of got this one too thick. I don't want to look like a Kino crayon, you know. All right, let's see. I bet you're all in the midst of getting ready for Christmas. I've been pretty busy, as you can tell. I don't have nails on because I have to be working on my clients. So, all right, let's see. And now, like I said, if you've got a nice brow already, you can just take this brow. They've made the wand and the applicator a lot smaller. So I like to kind of brush these forward. And if you do have some sparse and you don't want to use a pencil, you can actually take some of the gel and just kind of fill it in like this, work it in like that, because that's what I'm going to do over here, because it's bald. I'm really trying not to, I'm always covering you guys up with a mirror, but I'm getting better. So just kind of work it. And do we look balanced? Good. Let's see. They really do need to be laminated. I usually do that because it's, if you've ever done that, boy, your brows stay so nice, even though as bald as I am. But the color stays on better. So that's a brow lamination, and it's almost like perming. So you can, there's different ways you can do it, but we do a lot of it here at my studio. Okay, so the next thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my eyeliner toward the end. Now, I was talking about warm shadows, and the reason why I was having such trouble with them is because Jane Iredale, she introduced 5 new palettes this year, and they're gorgeous. And the formula is terrific, but there's one problem: they're all warm. And this is called, and I'm going to kind of be working. This is called Naturally Matte, but you can see they're all warm. All right. Then this is called Pure Basics. Don't they look like each other? All right, why would you need both of those? Then this is called Naturally Glam. Same colors, only they have more highlight in them. And then this is called Storm Chaser, and I'm going to kind of play around with this one to try to invent something that's not going to look muddy on my eyes. And this, of course, is called, so they introduced a lilac in there, and then this is called Solar Flare. And you can see that teal. I think you might have seen me use a couple of these when I was doing one of my clients for a Christmas party. I think it was my last video, but it turned out beautiful. But when you have, if you look, if I'm cool and I've got warm, my eyes aren't warm. They're you know, you can tell they're just a hazel. And it's a different type of green, but that I was just trying to create something but I didn't have any greens. I didn't have any real burgundies. I didn't have anything that worked. But I have put together and made it work for me because these are great shadows. I've always, throughout my whole career, of course, 40 years, my background is fashion design. I have a degree in fashion design. And so I've done colors since before there was color. I mean, it goes on. So I've always custom blended my clients' palettes. I've done that. I have found companies because finding matte shadows is very hard. So I've traditionally always created their own custom palette for their eyeshadows according to their eye colors, and because you want the enhancing for your eyes and then you want your illuminating. So those are the two things. And I think what I'm going to do, because I have seen so much on YouTube, they don't kind of get into that. So I think after the first of the year, and you tell me in the comments below if this sounds like something you would like, I would like to take different eye colors and show which ones are the best, and on real people, and show them what, if they want to just make themselves, what colors they would use for an enhancing. And when I'm saying enhancing, is that your body harmony colors is your hair, skin, and eyes. And then what it would take to glam up your illuminating colors. So I think, working with the color wheel and getting more, I think that would be great, especially for aging eyes, because our eyes have a whole different shadows. Colors start developing as we get older. We get the browns, we get the grays, we get the sunken, we get the reds. That all needs to be neutralized, because if you put the wrong color on, and this is the same as the face, if you put the wrong color on, it's going to look like you've got makeup on. So that's always the telltale sign when you're doing your makeup, if it's not working. And honest to God, it wasn't working on Saturday. I thought, oh, this is pathetic, But I mean, that's how you learn. And like I said, we were playing. All right, let's blend this. Let's start this. Let me kind of work this out. Make sure it's nice and so I am going to take a, let me find the right brush here. I've got all my brushes lined up so I'm not making a mess like I usually do. And see, I dropped it already. I have them in their little holder and all right, which I have to put my glasses on, you know me. Okay, I'm going to take, this is kind of a fluff brush, not my favorite, but that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to use this matte color. And I'm going to blend the first one, and let's see, they're called Buttercream and Hush. And I'm just going to dust it all over. I want to do a good base because, like I said, I really absorb the color, and I can put something, and this is what I have found too, is as we get older and our eyelids get thinner, they will grab color. So a color that maybe we thought we could add 20 years ago, all of a sudden it's 3 shades darker. And so and that's happening, it's happening with me. So I'm still using those 2 colors blended together with my fluff brush, and I'm using mostly all Jane Iredale brushes. I haven't collected them all because she switched from human to vegan. And let's see. And I'm going to put a good coat here because my fallout usually comes. All right. Let me see which one I have. And then I'm going to start with my transition shade. And this is where I got in trouble the other day. I thought that I could take, let me find, I have a new favorite brush. Okay. This is one of Jane's, and it's just angled. And it is, boy, this brush is good for like tapping your eyeliner in, or putting that transition line. What I tried to do the other day is I tried to take this blusher shade and use it as a transition shade because I wanted people to be able to take this palette and just do all your eyes and your cheeks and your blush and everything all at one time. So, well, that's where I got in trouble. So I'm just going to try this one. We'll see. And I'm right in, I like this brush because it's angled, so I can do the proper placement and then start working it upward. And then we can come back and blend it. And honestly, this color that I'm using right now is your one of your blusher colors, the lighter one. I just dropped my paper, so I don't know what it's called. Because working out of the mattes here, they're a little bit dark for me. So I'm trying to be very careful and not get all crazy like I did the other day. So I just have that point and I'm laying that color in and then working it up. I want to lift this eye up, and I don't want to, I have a tendency to get really muddy in the corner. But for placement, this is called the angle, let me see what it's called. I was going to write these down, but I wasn't that organized. It's the angled eyeshadow brush or something like that. All right, so let's get that applied to the other side. And this one is this eye's more hooded. So I really have to get that point in so I don't get it so much on my lower lid, because I have plans for that. Well, you know, everybody in the world does that same three-step eye. And I just want, like I said, I want to start lifting this up because this is where it starts happening, right there in the corner. And if you want more color, just kind of tap that in like I just did. Now, if you want to take, I have a tendency to use smaller brushes to blend this. And you want to blend it. See how okay. Okay, that we're getting there. Just blend it. And these have little pointy hairs, so you can just barely go on top of your shadow and get that definition in there. I still like applying it with my, well, there went something. I just, like I said when I was in Sephora the other day, you know, they train their girls so well. But I hadn't actually been in a store for a long time. And I think you could have added 4 of them together and not got my age. But they were so kind to me and helped me. So they're pretty well trained. I like to try different things. I'm, like I said, I'm probably like you guys, where I like to follow different YouTubers and take their suggestions. Okay, I'm going to, let me see what I'm going to do. I'm still working off the matte. I'm going to take a little bit of this one. First of all, I'm going to try this one so I don't get too dark. And I'm just using my angle. And I'm going to kind of fill that corner in. And I saw something really that I liked the other day, is they came down like this. Let me try a little bit deeper shade there. And then they filled this in. So they were kind of divided it into thirds. And now your eyes would have to be, if you were real close set, maybe this wouldn't. See how that is? Okay. Let's kind of blend this a little. Oh, I'm trying to be careful. Okay. Let's see, I might have, okay. And I'm doing this right now just with neutrals, because we can take and really glam this up by starting here, and then let's pull this in. There's also, and I'm a little afraid to hit it, that this color right here. I don't want to create a mess there. But are you guys all ready for Christmas? My Christmas isn't going to be too much, because my husband just finished his 3rd round of chemotherapy, so he's still in pretty good isolation. I don't know if one of those things that come in life. Wednesday will be our, oh gosh, our 53rd wedding anniversary. All right, so now we have that spot in the middle. So let's go to one of our fancier, glammier, I think this one is called, well, there's Storm Chaser, and where was the Naturally Glam? All right, so This is Naturally Glam. You can see that there's still a lot of warm colors there. So I'm going to try, there's a little, this color right here is a little bit more cooler than this burgundy here. So let's see what this does. Okay, I'm going to wrap it around here. And I'm going to pull up my, and then start working this up like this. Take a little bit more, go back to my fluff brush and pull it up. And I'm reaching just at the level, a little bit at that bone. Let's see, there we go. All right, so let's do this other side. That's kind of coming out pretty. This brown that I'm putting on, like I said, it's just got a little bit of burgundy in it, which is good because that's what I need for my eye. Hang on, let's see what this is. I need to get my my other one that's okay. Now I want to go in here. Let me find a real pretty to go in the center here. See, now this one's hanging down, so it doesn't have as much space here. So we're going to have to create a little bit more space up here. Can you see? Because we have the dark in the corner. And this. Little bit more right here. So you can see how it's simple, but we use neutral colors to do a more glam look. You know me, I really get with it. Let me kind of blend this in. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, let me find a really dense, I think I might use this one. I think this is going to work. Or there's a Jane Iredale like this, and then there's one like this. But I want to take it and add, I'm going to come in this, this is called Storm Chaser. And I want to just tap this with the end of the brush, okay? And knock it off. And I'm going to just dot the base of my lashes like this. This might be too big. Let me go to something smaller. Sometimes you almost have to get in some water to make these more pigmented. And I'm just going to make a little bit of a wing right here. So you can see that that's just kind of deepening that eye with the neutral colors. Okay, let's get the other one done. Because my eyes, you know, just what happens is our lashes get so thin, and you can see that upper waterline. And it's hard for me to, I use a lot of eyeliners, you know, liquid eyeliners. Pencils, I have a hard time, you know, I've got some pretty good ones, but I have a hard time. I have a tendency to get them way too fat on there. All right, I've got this a little bit. It's kind of tough getting them arranged since one lid goes down more than the other. All right, so I'm going to just kind of let that set and then blend it a little bit. Let's see. I just like to run it right down kind of in the lashes. And then we need to just blend this out. Where I put that black on the side, I'm going to use a more dense brush by Jane. And I'm going to take, oh yes, on this palette here, I believe Storm Chaser, there is a teal. Okay. Do I want a teal? Yeah. Let's see what it does. Just to add, maybe you have blue eyes, so you could add some just in the corner. All right. And I'm going to take a little bit right here. I like to smudge that liner outline. Okay, I think let's take a good look at this and see if we've got, I think I need a little bit more sparkle. Okay, I am using this one here. You can, a little bit, I'm going to blend those. And yes, and use it in that little hole we put in the center. So I'm just kind of deepening the inner corner, like what we had started, and this. Then we can take, let's see, and just kind of line, and I'm using the color from Storm Chaser, this one right here, and I'm just kind of going up following it in here. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go off camera and put my mascara on. But what I'm going to do, because it's boring, is I always use JANE IREDALE's lash conditioner. It just, first of all, it makes your lashes grow. And it enhances, it makes your lashes get way long. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to finish my face up. And I'm kind of letting you see what that looks. I still need a little bit of more white over here. Why doesn't, come on, I need, what do I need? Where was that? So we have a cut line. Let me figure out where my favorite brush is. And so I am going to come back. Let's see, what do I want? I think I'm going to come back with that. I think I'm going to come back with this color right here. And I'm just using my angle brush, and I'm going to make that cut line just a little bit more defined. Okay, I'm back. I got my mascara on, so you can. Now here's what I did. I used JANE IREDALE, like I just mentioned, her lash conditioner on. You know what, I love that. The other thing that I used that's in this little kit, is the Beyond Lash. And I want to tell you a little secret about this. There's a learning curve, and it was, you know, we're used to taking mascara and just, you know, working it like this. But with all the different wands, you see how this wand is, let's see, is this the one? It's kind of bent in the middle. It is, you need to take that at the very base and work the color at the base. And I have kind of, I hated this. I hated this mascara when we first got it. So I had some returned, and I just could not figure out what was going on. So I learned from another YouTubers that you have to take that and just work it at the base of the lashes, and just work it there so you have a lot of depth, and then lightly, and not go so fast. But once you get it going, this is look at my lashes. And I mean, they're so, I quit using all the lash, all the different types, because it was really causing problems with my eyes. And I have problems anyway with my eyes. So I just decided, you know, because they would be so diffused and so forth. So I decided that I wasn't going to use any of the lash enhancers. But that JANE IREDALE, if you put it on your eyelashes at night and your eyebrows, it conditions. But mine have been growing. So I'm kind of excited about that. But I want to show you, before we finish everything up, I want to show you how I did. So I came in and I took, and this is just, you don't have to worry so much about color, okay? I put in, the first thing I did is I put a neutral matte shade. Then I came in with some of my brown and I put it, so I made the first third, the second third, and the second third. And then I took my highlight color, which there's a highlight color in every single palette on her, because she's got, except for the mattes, you don't have so much of a glitter. But I just kind of put it on the above my eye color. And I've left this normally, I've left this pretty soft, you know, for me. Because like I said, I've just been having so much color. And then I kind of put some highlighter up. And instead of highlighter, this looks a little bright. Sometimes you can take your concealer and use that to kind of do some cleanup. So now we're going to finish off this face. I want to take off all right, so I might need, let me take some concealer, and I'm going to use, first of all, I'm going to use some corrective. And I have to use kind of, right now I'm just using my MAC, because like I said, I had so much trouble with her concealer working, and I had to send so many of them back because they had what you know, it was a pump, and it made me nuts. So I'm kind of cleaning this up. I'm going to come down, and if you want to do your I have to come down in here. I like to so I might not need any more foundation because I can just kind of blend it in. And spot it with my concealer. And that's what, you know, I've been using on the days that I want just a softer look. I was using, can you see what nice coverage we've got on that? And this is matte. So, and I don't feel that I'm drying. Of course, you know, these things, maybe one of these days we'll wake up and they're gone. But so I like to take my, I have to get my setting spray. Just a sec. I would have everything all here at once. Okay, now I'm just going to hit it real quick, just lightly. And because we're going to go in, I want this nice and set. We're going to go in with our powder highlighters. And I see a little spot over here we need to clean up. Sometimes you can take your bronzer and put it here too. I'll show you that. Sorry I'm taking so long, but I think that's what I always do. All right, here we go. We've got the 3 different things. And like I said, I did a little bit more glam today, but I did it with earth tones. And so we're going to, let me see, take her blusher brush. And I want, you can go in, this is her blusher. So you can turn it sideways, and then, so you just get it on. And this is bronzer. This isn't contour. I show contour. But it's really hard when you get older. I'm going to work it here. I'm going to change brushes so I can get more of an angle. I think you've seen me work with her new bronzers that she came out with. I showed those on, I think, both the last two JANE Iredales. So I'm just kind of getting this blended in. Then I'm going to take my, let's see. I'm going to take my blusher color, and I just want to put it in my paisley right here. And instead of just, I like to place them first and then blend them. So you can come back with your blending brush. Take a little bit of more. And I just like to have those ombre'd in. And I always get this when you want to stay on this side of the eye, because that's when we start getting where our line's starting, and I kind of get carried away. And you can always go down the sides of your nose. You just got to be careful. You know, you want the look that you want is, you want to look natural. You don't want to go up to someone and have them just staring about how much you have on your face. That's not, you want to look like the Europeans do. So I think I'm getting this. I'm using my foundation brush so I can get this kind of blended. You can take a little bit. I don't have a head. I don't have a forehead to a little bit more. And the other thing that I'm going to show you too is she redid her blushers. These are wonderful. Absolutely. They feel like cream going on. And I use them also for shadows. So there's lots of different colors that she has introduced. But that one's not quite dark enough. But you can see that. Then I will always too, on the other one, I'm going to take our highlights. So I'm going to take a little, there's two of them here, and I'm going to put a little bit there. Again, a little bit more here. Some right here. And then right along that ridge. And try to stay on the bone, because once we get let's see, where's that? Close to our lines, we don't want them to be, because we start getting lines. I sure need some more concealer on there. I actually should have used a corrector. How am I looking? Do I look like a clown yet? Now I wanted to tell you that if you like powder, you certainly could powder this down with either her amazing base or her pressed powder. I think I don't have, the glow's not bothering me because I have the map on. And you always want to set your makeup. I'm using her Lavender. So let's see how I'm looking here. Those eyes turned out good. And like I said, I want to, you always have to keep blending. And I just went back after I put that soft color in and just put a finer transition. I took my, you know, that angled brush that I was working with, and just kind of define this a little bit more right here, just to fake out a bone. Okay, we're going to go to lips, and then I'm going to be over. You saw me put my, what was that? My primer on my lips. And a lot of times too, you'll powder them down. Okay, so we can always try that. Let's see what we have here. Let's do this. Take one of my shadows wherever my mattes are. So I'm going to use Jane Iredale's pencil. Okay. This color, I believe, is berry. And I like to always, and when you put the primer on your lips, you can shape them a little bit more. All right, so that's that. So okay, somewhere, I brought it over here with us. I knew it was here somewhere. All right, I'm using Captivate. And Captivate is our new lip stains. Now, they've been redone also. When they first came out, I'm going to say it a year and a half ago, there was less product and they dried out really fast because they also had a defective and I mean, they dried out real quick. So she redid the formula and redid the whole app, you know, how it came out. And they're much better now. And they stay on wonderful. I've kind of... Red is hard for me to wear anymore, but we're going to try it. But the wand is beautiful, you know, so you can really get a nice, even if you didn't have pencil on. So I'm going to go in. This is Captivate, like I said. Now, what you could do too is you could powder this and then put another coat on. And then and as soon as this dries, we'll go ahead and put some. Are they even? And these really stay on. And the color range is beautiful. A lot of nudes. So I'm just letting it dry. But this is getting, I have enough. I mean, I might need a little bit more bronzer. Let me find. I want to take, and I'm just kind of circling at this. But I just kind of want to go to where the sun hits me. I never go in the sun. Okay, now I think let's go and look and see my eyes. And again, I use neutrals, and I had to be a little bit more selective than I was the other day, because like I said, it was a hot mess. But all right, then I'm going to take some of our new cherry lipstick and just kind of I also have this in clear. But I think what's nice about these the Hydro Lips, or whatever they're called, is if you take some of the crayon, we have a red crayon, and I do this a lot when you don't want that too bold of a lip. I will put some crayon and kind of just work it in with my finger and then put the gloss over the top. That works out really well for more mature skin. Okay, I'm going to see how you guys like this. I want you to leave some comments today on how you feel about our age group just being ignored. I want to say hands out to Jane Iredale, though. In her ad campaigns this year, she has added 2 older women. I mean, they've got lines, and I love it, because you just don't see that. Absolutely not. And you know, we just get ignored, and I want to know, because of the YouTube followers that I have, of other YouTube followers that you follow that are in my age group. We need to kind of stand up here. We're not dead. We're not dead. You know, if you're 70, that's the new 50, I think. We're baby boomers, and honestly, we're the ones that have the disposable income to buy all these billions and billions of dollars of cosmetics. Also, I want you to think about, I want to come on next month and do some color theory on different eye colors for eyes. And I just want to teach you. So if you've got, I want to kind of break it up into sections, like if you've got hazel eyes or brown eyes or blue eyes, and we might just kind of do it like a series of them and show on the color wheel what is going to work. And I've got lots, and this is not going to be brand specific. I will show you, I will put together palettes for the different eyes, and so I can show them to you, because we don't, I probably have 40 different palettes, and I use a few out of every one. The other thing is, if you like this and you enjoyed today's video, I want you not to forget to hit your thumbs up. I've been on a year, and I have grown. I just got a thing from YouTube that said that I have grown so much in November. I'm just excited. That means I have landed some people that can resonate, is it, to me and what I'm doing. I'm still working. I'm going to work till I just die. They'll have to take me back in my aesthetic room and lay me down. But I'm a teacher. I've been doing this for 40 years, and I am a mature. So let me know, give me your comments and see if you've got how you can add any ideas to my up and coming videos. I've got some skincare videos coming in that I'm going to talk about, because a lot of people have said, what do you use on your skin? Well, I'm going to tell you what I use on my skin and why my skin looks the way it does today. And if you were to see my clients, and it's not because we're buying over the counter, we're using good products that are medical, and actually they're not really medical, but actually they're stimulating the DNA to make your skin look younger. I've got a line for people that have estrogen deficiencies, and that starts 45. And even when I started trialing the line, that my trainer said, you know, you can use it too, and it has really helped. It's taken a little longer, but anyway, oh, you guys, thank you so much for being here with me, and happy holidays, and I'll see you in a few days. Thank you. Oh, one more thing. If you go on, I wanted to make sure I said this. If you go on Jane Iredale, I'll have the link down there, and this is out of stock, or this is out of stock, go to my website. I personally have them in stock in my salon, and put Xmas22 and I'll give you a 20% discount. Thank you. And surprises. I might send you a bunch of surprises.